Well, welcome to another episode of 0 to 60. Now, before we get into our main subject of this video, which is going to be the coilovers on my 17T car, what do you think about the oil coming out the oil cap of O'Reilly? We are just about to go and take this for a test drive. It is sunny today. Well, it's not raining. So yeah, we're going to be able to go take this for a test drive and see if the fuel pressure issues with the high pressure fuel pump are rectified. Yeah, and we'll see if we still get the misfires. I'm curious, but yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about this engine. And to be fair, this engine has been in the car for 3 years. It's been running crazy 30 plus PSI, 15 degrees, 18 degrees of timing. It's been revved to 8,000 RPM. She's been good. She's put the work in. It may be time for a rest or a replacement. I don't know. I have absolutely no expectations of this engine lasting at all. So yeah, hopefully it isn't knackered. I really do need to do a compression test on it, but I just don't want to because it's probably just going to be bad news. Anyway, let's grab Dave. He's the pilot, and we'll take this for a spin. Well, we're going to head out. Dave, I was showing him the smoke coming out the oil filler. Should we start taking bets?
I don't want to. Just pretend it's not happening.
Yes. That's another reason why we don't want to do the compression test. If we know it's bad, we'll stop driving it. Where if we don't know, we'll just keep going.
It might be okay.
Alright, we'll let it get some proper heat and oil, and you'll see us when we try and do a first roll on. Okay. Okay, stop. Alright, so here we go, guys. This is going to be a 40 roll, 40 kilometers to 80. And we'll see if we get an engine warning light. Okay, that was just about 80. No warning lights. Woo! Whoops. Holy shit! So we've just pulled up to review the logs, and looking at it, rail pressure at its lowest, hopefully you can see it there, it only drops down to, oh no, we got one little squirt at 1500 RPM, but I think that's just as the car starts to come on the power, so 1500 PSI. So we fixed the rail pressure problem. The other fuel pump was obviously on its way out. We're still getting throttle closures, and still not sure why yet. We need to work on that. I am a little bit concerned. That could have been, well, it's not a big throttle closure, but David was pedaling it then. If you're watching this and you understand what this much power means, there seemed to be some oil smoke coming out of the transmission tunnel when we did that roll on from some sort of oil leak as he accelerated. Yeah. But he had to pedal it so that the oil leak didn't leave too much oil on the road. Dude, it was wild. We're running ET Street R's, and it just blazes the tyres. But what that does mean, it might not have loaded the engine up too much. If it's spinning, it's not putting the engine under much load. But we didn't get any misfires. I think let's go and do another run.
Okay, give it a shot.
We're back and pretty happy with O'Reilly. I need to have a proper look at the logs on the computer, but we don't seem to have a misfire. Fuel pump seems okay. I'm still nervous about the amount of smoke coming out the oil cap, but it is what it is. But this car was parked here, and I just wanted to check a few other things. Now, I was wondering if the blow-off valves, if you don't know, this is the Vargas car that only makes 15 PSI boost or 14 PSI no matter how much we try. I wanted to just check the blow-off valves. I've taken one off, it seems okay, we'll take that one off next, but I just took the air line that goes to the blow-off valve, or the vacuum line, and it has seen better days. Now it seems to be holding pressure with me blowing in it, but I'm gonna just cut that down just in case under higher loads it doesn't actually seal, and maybe the blow-off valves aren't closing. That would explain a lot. Anyway, I'll keep working on this and I'll let you know if we have an update. Okay, so it looks like the weather's about to come in and rain down on us, but I've been messing around with this for about an hour and a half now, and I'm still not sure if I'm getting anywhere. So I cleaned out the forged diverter valves that are on this car, even though it's got Turbo Smart hoses. We've replaced the hose going to the diverter valves and cut down this hose here where it clips into the intake manifold where I thought there was a split. There was a split in this hose, which we must have missed the other day. However, it is a bit fragile, so maybe it's happened since. And I've double checked all the vacuum lines. I even hooked a syringe up directly to the turbo actuators, and you can hear them moving. I'm trying to check and make sure that it's definitely not turbos before we go to the hassle of changing the turbos. The only other thing I'm going to try and do today is I'm going to swap the forged diverter valves. These, I've taken them apart. They have got the yellow springs in them, but God knows how old they are, and I'm confused why we've got forged diverter valves with Turbo Smart hoses. So something interesting could have gone on there. I've got the stock diverter valves from my 17T car, which now has upgraded diverter valves. So I'll put these in. I know these work. These will hold good pressure. See if it fixes it. That's going to be the last attempt for today. This is getting old, this car. It's a pain in the ass, but at least O'Reilly's working. All right, stock diverter valves temporarily in place. Now let's take it for a spin, see if it comes on the boost a bit better. Just to clarify, on the second test drive I did before, it did actually hold 15.5 psi, which is better than it ever has been before. So maybe we're getting onto something. But it was just super slow to come up on the boost. Really laggy under about 4,500. Like the blow-off valves are open. Actually. Feels normal. Alright. Actually, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, well, we'll be able to see straight away because it just lags under 4,000. Yeah. So, yeah, basically still got no power under 4,500. Let us know what you think it might be. I've wasted enough time on this car again. Alright, so I'm back, and I'll just thought I'd show you quickly. In fact, this video is probably getting on a bit. Basically, the blue line is actual boost, and the pink line is boost target. And you can see there, which is, where's the RPM? So that is 2100 RPM. And they actually just start to get close around 4200 RPM. So we've got that big basic, it just doesn't make boost in that window between sort of 2 and 4, 4250 RPM. And then it comes in really strong. Interestingly, AFRs lean out while it's struggling to, while it's not making boost, AFR is right up in 15, 18s, and then as it starts to make boost, the AFRs come down swiftly. It's yeah, it's really frustrating. I really don't want to just buy another set of turbos just for the sake of trying them, which is why I was trying to go through a little bit more diagnosis with this car. It hasn't done anything apart from just drive around town since we went to test and tune. So yeah, if you got any ideas, anything else I should check, I've done basically diverter valves now, all the vacuum lines are checked. I think I mentioned it earlier, I manually actuated the wastegates with a syringe today, and I can hear them moving. I can't see them moving, but they seem to be moving, and that's through the vacuum line that is there. So I think it's all good. Vacuum lines, we've tried boost solenoids, diverter valves. I can't think of anywhere where it's going to be a boost leak. Obviously, we've checked silicon joiners. I haven't pressurized the charge pipe, but I don't think it's a boost leak because it'll make boost at higher RPM. It just doesn't make boost under 4,500 RPM for some reason. She's a weird one. It's almost like the wastegates aren't closing properly, like they're worn out. Which is a shame, because when it actually comes on the boost, this feels fast. For the 15 to 16 PSI it makes on a Stage 2 Plus OTS map, it's a quick car. We just need boost all the way where it should be. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Now let me show you what we're going to be doing to my car. What we should have been doing 3 hours ago. All right. Well, I did that thing where I spent ages cleaning a car that doesn't really need to be cleaned. But the E92 is in the shed. It's quite late, it's 8 o'clock at night. But she's had a full outside and inside clean. Even the engine bay's had a clean-up, which it hasn't had in ages, because I'm getting ready to do a fair bit of work on this tomorrow. I was supposed to do it today. Well, I was supposed to do it on Monday. Owning lots of BMWs always puts your schedule out of whack. But this is what's going on the 17T car tomorrow. It is suspension stuff. Now, I've never had any significant issues with how this thing handles. In fact, as it was with the Geckos, it was pretty good. It was a nice, comfortable street car. But obviously there was room for improvement. A lot of people put the M3 stuff in these. And when I got those Koya big wheels, I needed to add some negative camber to the fronts. And I figured it would be a good opportunity to put all the M3 stuff on and just go nuts with it. Because then it's done. Instead of wondering, should I do this to the car? Should I not? Blah, blah, blah. Let's just get it done. Now, I have had the diff brace in for 2 weeks. And I will give you my thoughts on driving with the diff brace and also the rear subframe inserts. It has made quite a big difference and I'm pretty happy with it. But what's going in tomorrow? We have BC Racing DS coilover set. Now these are the ones with a digressive valve. I've heard good things. They're supposed to be very comfortable. See how they go. But the main reason I went for them, it wasn't much more to get these than what it was going to cost to get adjustable strut tops for the Geckos. That's assuming I can sell the Geckos. So yeah, we've got the full BC DS coilover kit. They do come with more things than the Geckos. They come with the extensions so that you can actually adjust the coilovers without having to pull the trim off. The rear coilover, I should say, or rear shock. Also come with new sway bar link pins, which is handy. Got some adjusters for the rear there. It's a pretty good kit. This is a M3 front control arm kit, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I bought this on eBay. This is actually good condition second-hand front stuff. Definitely hasn't done a lot of work. And then we have a genuine TRW one for the left hand, and then an aftermarket M3 one for the right hand. Don't ask me how, it's just I couldn't get a genuine one. Legit, it took 3 months to get this. Well, actually, it was 3 months ago that I ordered the right hand genuine, and it was just a pain in the ass. So I've ended up with an aftermarket one. It's going in. And the other thing that's going in the car tomorrow is the pedal kit, because bling, why not? I want to tidy up the interior a bit. It needs some love. All right. I'm going to end this video off here because it is quite long. I had a quick look through the clips before and it looks like this is going to be well into the 15 minutes. But yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. It didn't go as planned, but tomorrow, in fact, I'll probably put this car on the lift right now so it's ready to get working on tomorrow. I'll give you my full thoughts on the diff brace from Hillside, and yeah, we'll get some coilovers fitted. I won't be able to do much driving because I am going to need to do a wheel alignment, especially when you've got these control arms in. But we'll get most of it done tomorrow. I'm keen to see how the Geckos have aged. They look quite corroded underneath. But yeah, we'll get them out and we'll have a look at them tomorrow. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.